Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome back to the Rise Up Morning Show.
Good morning, the Rise Up Morning Show.
They couldn't keep us away, Alex.
They tried.
And they gave us some pretty severe trauma in the process, I would say.
Yeah, whiplash.
I feel shaken.
You know what? You know what was weird? It's like when it was finally over for like a brief minute, I almost felt relieved because of how much jerking back and forth. It's like, it's going away forever. It's fine. It's going to be saved. It's not. It's good. It's bad. It's whatever. And I was just I just sat there in anger after it was done. I was like, hey, it was like, hello, darkness, my old friend. And I don't know, man. It was so surreal. And then I feel like I blinked and made a few phone calls and tried. I opened Instagram Reels and scrolled for 3 seconds, and everything was just like, this is it. Like, this
It just wasn't
all
the same.
No, dude, all the comments were just like, this is what I'm supposed to do now. This, because it was the first video was like someone saying, I saved $500. Literally, the first video I came across. It was like, I saved $500 a year on toilet paper by just using this family washcloth. And I was like, welcome to Instagram.
Wow.
Like, so yeah, it was a weird 12 hours. But you know what? I kind of figured after about 2 or 3 hours that, like, in the morning, like at night, had that weird cringy, pop-up ad that came in. But as early as the morning, my DMs on TikTok were working again, and I was getting like 1 or 2 notifications, and then like sometimes the app would like open for 2 seconds and then be like, oh no, never mind, it doesn't work.
Not you.
And I was like, this is weird.
Oh my
Anyway.
gosh. Yeah, after our brief timeout, we are back, and it wasn't just TikTok over the weekend, dude. It was crypto over the weekend.
No,
we have had
well,
a wild run up to the inauguration of President
I was
Trump.
going to say,
have we
I
not?
thought you were, well, I still have CapCut's gone for me. I still can't use CapCut.
Oh, I know. I think, and Aaliyah was saying, I don't have gifts back yet, and I think people will experience some bits
I'm sure.
of, disruption to service, probably as they return to normal.
And we don't have to listen to me yap about this, even though I am appropriately dressed today, and everyone
Nice.
should
Did
be
Christina
able-
get you that?
She did. Yes, this was my birthday.
Point for Christina. Thank you very
Knows me
much.
so well. I don't know if it's mirrored or whatever. It's my professional yapper sweatshirt for anyone curious. So we don't have to listen to me earn this title right now, but the other like weird piece of collateral was Marvel Snap, which is
I remember
pretty
you told me.
popular mobile game, and it just like opened. It was like, hey, this is also banned, and everyone on Twitter was like, what? Why? And as far as I know, that one's still gone too. Anyway.
Excuse me, I'm fighting some sort of flu or cough today, so being the guy who steps in to keep the service smooth might be a little difficult. Alex, you might have to save me from myself a couple times today, but we're doing the best we can.
Amen.
So it's a busy day today. We've got Donald Trump's inauguration here in the United States, following the drop of what are the least anticipated but hardest hitting albums of the year in the form of Trump family meme tokens. And I spent all day yesterday thinking, first of all, here was my whiplash journey, I'll tell you. So I woke up, did like you did. I was like, what am I going to do? Accidentally opened TikTok 2 or 3 times because I thought I was like, oh, damn it, I can't look that up there. And then I was like, well, you know what? I'll have a really productive day today. I was going to commit to YouTube, was going to be my platform of choice. It was going to help the show on my craft there. And I was like, you know what? I can do a great long form video about this Trump token that dropped. Because over the weekend, we got a text in the Situation Room over at Faceless Labs where our good friend Mahir at about, I don't know, like 10:30 Eastern time said, is this real? It had a screenshot of Donald Trump's tweet about the launch of Trump token. And I figured, what are the odds that the real Donald Trump has actually been hacked? And immediately went to find the contract address and threw it in Banana Gun and bought myself $50 worth just in case. And then I did the due diligence, and it turned out this was, in fact, a Trump token. And woke up the next morning, it was up like 2.5x, so I sold it, didn't think twice. But I did think a lot of people were talking about it, and then it became a phenomenon. And I was like, wow, okay, I will make my analysis of this token in the cultural moment a YouTube video. This will be great. I saw a lot of holes in other people's stuff. People were giving incomplete pictures. You know, everyone was really concerned that one wallet held 80% of the supply or whatever. And, you know, I'm making this YouTube video in StreamYard. Shout out StreamYard. Great editing interface, by the way. They have transcript editing now, Alex. I'm super bullish. And while I'm editing this video, the Melania token drops. So I exit the segment of the video about this token, and I'm thinking, this is great. My long form YouTube video will not only be educational about the Trump token, but I'll be breaking news about the Melania token. This will be so good for the channel. And so I start editing that video, and I deleted the original recordings, not knowing it would delete all my edits too, and I would have nothing to combine into a finished video to post to YouTube. So I am so well met and prepared to talk about the Trump token, the Melania token, and answer everyone's questions from how do I buy it? Is it too late? Is it a scam? Why did they do it? And I would love to hear what your takes on it are first. Is it a good thing for crypto, Alex, that Trump and Melania launched a token? Why did they do it right before the election?
No.
What do you feel
Listen,
about it?
I would preface it by saying I do not look favorably upon any of this, and I think that it says a lot, unfortunately, of the wrong thing to spend the day or two before being inaugurated doing this. Like, don't get me wrong, if you played the Trump one and won, good for you. Like, really, truly, I hope that you sold. Because when Melania dropped, his dropped 60% in less than 5 minutes. That's a rug candle. Like, it was not a rug. The project did not rug, but that was a rug candle. And it launched a cascade of insider sells. Wallets that had been transferred the token, not bought it. These were wallets run by people who clearly just discovered blockchain 6 minutes ago and figured that if you just transfer something out of the token, we lose the trail of it forever. Because these are wallets that, like, for example, before the thing happened, brand new wallet on Solana opens, $1 million is seeded into it. Contract for the Trump coin launches, and within 30 seconds of that contract address going live, that token bought $1 million worth. So that address did. It then immediately split up all of those into 10 different wallets. Easiest thing ever to track if you've been here longer than 5 minutes. But definitely the thing that someone who doesn't really understand how it works would think would cover their tracks. So just like flagrant insider action, which to be expected, right? Like who would see that and not think like there's definitely insider action going? Maybe you played it well, maybe you didn't. The Melania one launching, I have never seen such a visceral reaction on crypto Twitter to anything happening in the industry, including FTX falling.
I will agree with that.
Including Terra Luna depegging.
Maybe Terra Luna came close because the frenzy of that moment, it felt like a falling knife. I feel like at least Sam Bankman-Fried made us like wait for it.
Frenzy, yes. But I'm talking about people like Alex Becker. I'm talking about people who are all aboard the Trump train as hard as it's possible to be, saying, okay, this is enough. This is bullshit. You are setting the industry back a decade. Like, this is the attitude now that people around the world are watching one of the most high visibility moments on the planet, a new US president being inaugurated. And what's he doing? He and his family are individually launching Ponzi schemes. Yeah. And like someone said, I mean, people like I said, people like Alex Becker are saying, I regret my vote. This is bullshit. You are hurting. This is actively hurting the industry. Don't give me the bullshit about how maybe this brought someone new in. Brought them new in to do what? Like, I can completely seed, and I have seeded, that in general, memes are an okay thing. You represent them well, run the casino, enjoy the casino. And I think that these can participate in the casino but government. Then did you see the TikTok token that what's his
Yeah.
name? Ryan
Daniel asked
Fournier?
about it, and I'd like to talk about it in a minute. Are you at a good stopping point where I can define a term and introduce Daniel?
You need to stop me, or I'm literally going to keep.
Okay. Well, hang on for a second, because you'll get to rant again, and this is going to be a hot show today. I can already feel it. Daniel, hold tight. I want to give you your proper introduction. I need to answer a question for somebody who says, what's the point of memes even anyway? That is a question our space is struggling with, but generally speaking, meme crypto tokens, they give liquidity, meaning like dollars and cents. They extend the velocity of cultural units, memes on the internet. If a cute cat picture could be bought, sold, and traded, more people might proliferate the life of that idea. Like a virus that wants you to hug someone so it can give them your cold. Memes, they are impartial, but they want to be alive in the world. And how they transfer is by being simple to understand, divisive, and easy to share. Whether that's click to copy and paste, share this on Facebook, or buy it and sell it with the click of a button. All of these things give the ideas we call memes a greater life in the world. And meme tokens are crypto's version of how to extend that. Somebody like Trump, who has a lot of cultural currency, therefore, if a token is attached to it and it's official, the velocity it acquires is obviously quite great. Just a quick point of fact, the Trump token was the fastest growing token by market cap in history, only to be beaten by Melania token. So with that, we welcome to the stage our friend, Daniel. Daniel, happy Monday, happy Inauguration Day, MLK Day. Thank you for joining the show. How are you, brother?
Bueller.
Barely. We can hear you barely. I can hear you in the very background. Give it to me. Test check 1 2. 1 2. Oh, I can't hear you at all now.
Oh, we'll try again in a minute.
We'll try again in a minute. What you got
So-
pulled up there, Alex? And I'm coming with the screen share. Hang on, brother.
I just want to address one kind of thing, and I'm not picking on anyone, a little bit, who just like calls me mad or a hater about this. I will say unequivocally that if you're not at least a little bit upset about this, you are woefully,
They may just not understand it.
you are woefully misinformed.
Then let's
And I really truly don't think it's as simple as just saying it's a meme. It's not just a meme. It's the biggest influencer grift of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
Like listen, the idea of like, you know, the Donald Trump or the Bowden or the what, like all of that genre, and then the other Trump memes and the other Biden memes and the other Melania memes and whatever, like those things have been around for ages. People have been speculating on those things all year, all of 2024, right?
Yeah.
That's a meme. If you watch the actual incoming president launch this kind of project and run it the way that it was run, I don't care if you love him or you hate him, you should have the same opinion about this particular moment, that this is bad. This is embarrassing.
Can I delineate it really quick for them, Alex, just on point of fact, what the difference is?
Sure.
DJT was the popular Trump meme token that was fair launched, meaning the entire supply was released all at once on Pump.fun. If somebody knew about it, like if I had launched it, I could call Alex and tell him, yo, bro, I'm going to launch this token, but I'm not Donald Trump. I don't have the same kind of influencer power he does. Presumably, for the most part, the people had an opportunity that was equivalent to everyone else in the market. It was mostly a fair launch. None of the supply was held back specifically for the team, specifically for insiders. Like Alex mentioned, the on-chain activity tells us that there were a lot of wallets created, funded hours before this token launch, and then they were solely used to purchase this token, which indicates insider knowledge. The second thing is, on the Trump token and the Melania token, both of these tokens were they're slightly different, but we'll just focus on the Trump token. The Trump token, the website was purchased in December, so they've been thinking about this for a minute. The company CIC is the same company that did his NFTs, his fragrances, his shoes. It's owned entirely by the Donald J. Trump Revocable Trust, of which Donald Trump is the sole beneficiary. And the tokenomics are such that at launch, 10% of the supply was allocated for liquidity. 10% of the supply was tradable on the open market. And the entirety of the rest, 80% of the supply of this token, was allocated to future unlocks to go to the team, meaning that they will not be released to the market, but that this token, most of it, will be given totally for free to people at CIC Digital, maybe the marketing director of the website or whatever, but presumably also Donald Trump. So it's terribly inflationary. It's terribly unfair. It's terribly one-sided. And the Melania token is largely the same. And the richest part for me, Alex, was the disclaimer that he put on the website that says,
I would say it's worse, exclusively worse.
I would agree. Okay. The worst part to me, though, is the disclaimer on the website. I don't know if you can pull this up. Maybe the Melania website has the same one, and I'll show it to people. It says the purchase of this token does not represent joining an investment contract or any kind of security.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? I mean, the president of the United States and his wife have just said, hashtag not financial advice, while they're playing got to pump it up, hey, pump it up in the background. That's like what this is. Apparently, if it's good enough for the president, it's good enough for us. And that sounds like our friend Daniel is here. So welcome, Daniel. What do you got, man?
All right. You guys can hear me now?
Yeah, we're heated up, man.
Yeah. No, it was an interesting time. So I want to say my thoughts. I was hearing
Please.
you guys, so I was totally involved. I got in early. I made some money. I did good stuff. I was all in on the Trump coin. When Donnie got elected, I knew the whole next 4 years and maybe beyond was going to be all about grifts. I was expecting it. I was excited. I bought in, and I was like, all right.
Yep.
Whatever, man. I guess this is what we do now, right? This is it.
This is what we do now.
This is what we do now.
This is America. That's fine. So I bought in, right? And that was great. And by the way, the reason that these meme coins are coming out is because they're using the profits from this to fund their Ethereum project, whatever it's
World
called.
Liberty Financial. Yeah, and they've been
it
buying
is
ETH by the millions.
It is worth noting they purchased about $40 million worth of Ethereum in the past 2 days.
Yep.
So just think about that, everybody.
Yep. They pumped this meme coin. They pumped this shit coin to create that project, and that project is owned by all the insiders. So not only did the insiders buy into the token and sold early, but they also own that project, and they're all going to be billionaires, and they're all taking all of our money.
Daniel,
So
are you
that's fine, right?
are you an accredited investor? Would you participate? They just opened the World Liberty Finance pre-sale to an additional 5%. Would you do it if you could? Because that's the next grift.
There's only so much my conscience can take. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much places I'm willing to put money into, even though I know it's a good investment or whatever. And then I'm just like, I don't think I want to do this. So I'm probably not going to go that deep into that side. That's too real. Too real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
go ahead.
I was just there. Listen, I think that people continually miss kind of the bigger picture here when we talk about this sort of stuff. Like, believe it or not, one of the most valuable things that you can learn that will help you understand or make sense of crypto in general is that it's possible for two things to be true at the same time. And that can mean a lot of different things. It's okay to admit, and it's valid to say, that in general, the meme coin casino can be a fine thing to allow to exist. In the same way that Vegas existing does not mean that your 401k is pointless. Those two things do not have to touch each other. It's all right for something as big as the money industry to contain different parts. But if the whole purpose, if the reason that the crypto community as a whole put their faith in this guy to lead this country and restaff these agencies and redefine the landscape of
Drain
this
the swamp
industry in the United States, if he comes in and does two things at the same time: one, launch an accredited investor only DeFi protocol, and also launches a giant meme coin to fund that off of your exit liquidity, you should be a little upset about it. And if you're not, you're just simply not understanding what's going down. And listen,
100%.
if anyone wants to tell me that I'm full of word salad, I'm literally wearing an appropriately labeled Yapper sweatshirt. and it's a talk show. So fuck all the way off.
So go ahead,
wait,
Daniel.
wait, wait. I just want to put one because I missed one part. I was okay with it. I was okay with the fact that we were all getting grifted from between Trump and World whatever financial. I was fine with that. But the moment that Melania dropped, I was like, what the
God, dude.
what is this? That's the moment that it all became just terrible. It's just like, what?
Well, and like that's the part that really caught me off guard was, you know, during the Trump launch, because I agree with you. Like I was pissed about it, and I didn't think it was like a net good, but I thought at least I was like, you know what, like we can probably heal from this. This one coming in and having it be in any way, shape, or form legit really just cemented for everyone. Like, holy shit, this is legitimately just like an intentional, widespread grift. And the fact that it united all of crypto Twitter in unison to decry this, including people who are just diehard Trump supporters and so stoked for this incoming administration. Like if those same people are like, all right, guys, this is bullshit. Like this is officially too far. Like it's okay to admit that like one piece of what he's doing is not cool with you. It doesn't mean that the rest of your excitement about him and whatever is like, you know, naysayed. It's okay to admit that this one thing pisses you off, and it should.
It was bad. It's bad. It's a bad situation.
So let's really quick talk about some strategy though, because this is going to be part of the meta, and a lot of people want to know still, how do I buy it? Can I buy it? What should
Evan, last thing.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I would reframe this as just maybe a way to help put it in perspective. If you're looking at this and you think that I'm out of my mind for being upset about it, let me give you one more example as to why you should care. Imagine, because I imagine if you think that I'm full of shit, that you're probably a big fan of Trump. Totally fine. Good for you. Godspeed. If that's the case, I would encourage you to imagine what happened if on his way out of office, Biden launched one. And I would be really curious if you would immediately connect the dots that like, hey, this is a huge national security concern because now you have a way for someone to, without having to verify identity, place money into this contract to directly benefit the leader of the free world. I think that if the roles were flipped and Biden had launched one like in his last month to like fundraise for his presidential library or whatever the hell, I think that you would be really concerned about the potential for someone to be buying state secrets after the fact by depositing money via the blockchain into this guy's wallet, or support the meme token, or do whatever. Free, yeah, Chris, fair point. Free to have an opinion.
Rightfully so, though. Rightfully so, they would be concerned.
So if you would be concerned about a politician you don't like launching a meme coin and allowing anyone to fund it, you should be concerned about this one.
Well said. I want to highlight this comment really quick. This is, we're going to need that F all the way off on the soundboard stat. No problem. I can do that. Daniel, I want to get...
I'm going to rug you one more time.
Go ahead, Rug.
I'm King Rug. You know what? Last week you rugged.
You got the shirt on,
time,
man.
So I'm getting my vengeance today. First of all, it's such a cop out to say that I'm just mad that I didn't get into Trump early. I've been here buying Solana since $20. I made money yesterday.
And Alex, when did we hear about it? Well, it was an hour and a half after launch. It wasn't even $2 billion in market cap yet. If we wanted to trade this market, you would be so, you should fear us.
I watched it launch while the ball was happening. And I actively chose to skip it. Solana was rocketing. In the last 4 or 5 days, whatever, Solana went from 170 to 290. I did fine. So if you're concerned about the sanctity of my bags, and you're blaming me for being sad that I didn't get into Trump early enough, I did just fine, sweetheart. And I really truly appreciate the kind words and the thoughts and prayers for my bags.
And for just $20, okay. I'll tell you Alex's address, and you can look on chain for yourself. Fact check yourself, brother. So there you go.
So anyway,
Okay,
I'm
so
done rugging you. Go ahead.
Daniel, I want to kick it to you first after I ask this question, because I feel like you have thoughts. You have premeditated what your plan might be for the next 4 years of Ponzi's until proven otherwise. But for people who are considering, I bought some, I think it's going to go to $100. I saw a comment about, if I sell, should I leave some in? What I said about memes earlier applies, but there are a couple of caveats for this token particularly. The first thing is, for 3 months, the only tokens on the market are going to be the 10% of the supply unlocked for liquidity and the 10% of the supply that people are trading now on the market. After 3 months, the rest of the tokens will start to unlock the other 80%. So what's there now? What's coming? And all of what's coming is going to insiders. It's being released in an incremental way over the next 33 months. So for 3 years, after the first couple of days, it is not a good time, in my opinion, to trade this token unless demand is sufficient to eat up that supply. It is the time, that is the window for people on the inside to cash out at your expense. The incentive is for them to sell those tokens to take money from you. That's the incentive that is what is most likely to happen.
I would say though, like if you're comfortable with the way that the PvP kind of arena works in memes, that there will probably be sufficient like up and down swings and volatility if you're like comfortable actually taking profit at a respectable amount. Just because, I mean, so when the Melania one launched, it sucked a ton of momentum out of the Trump one, right? It completely stopped the upward. It dumped 60% in 5 minutes. Like that's sort of how these things go. Like memes sort of go, and it's funny that the illusion is refreshed every time we launch a new like sexier for a different reason one, but the thing goes until someone's finally like, wait, guys, someone can sell. And then someone sells in a big way. And yesterday, one of those sales was $32.5 million in one move, which contributes to this like rug handle.
Right. But my point is, right now, we're mostly going to be in a phase of known circumstance. For the average everyday person, especially if this is your first crypto purchase, I'm talking to you. And I want you to know that you can look all this up at gettrumpmemes.com. If you have questions about it, we can help you answer them. But the other thing that you need to be concerned about is the cultural relevancy of the meme. Trump is going to be president for 4 years, but something tragic could happen. He might die the first month in office. I hope he doesn't. I don't hope anybody dies. But if something happens to him,
that would be the actual worst thing that could possibly happen.
That would probably balloon the price of the meme, and then it would probably tank. You know what I mean? Like there are things that can happen that will affect it. But for example, and this is the last thing I want to say is to highlight an analogy. Dogecoin, Doge remains a culturally relevant meme. For the last however many years of its existence, the token has gone up in price when the Doge meme is relevant. It has gone down in price when the Doge meme is less relevant. And it has gone up and down and up and down. And the best way to make money on Dogecoin has not been to buy it and hold it and hope it goes to $1 bajillion trillion. It has been to buy it when people aren't talking about it, sell it when people are, then buy it when people aren't talking about it again, and then sell it when people are. On a long-term cultural meme like Doge, like Trump, that's the best way to trade it. Give it to me.
Wait, Daniel, let me ask you a question that you can put into your thoughts too.
Alex, you're so feisty.
I know. Well, no, because I'm very excited that Daniel's here because I am not qualified to answer this question, but Daniel is. I would like you to speak at least a little bit about what it says about Solana as a network that it accommodated all of this over the weekend.
Oh yeah. I was gonna bring that up later, but no, it's really exciting. But anyways, we'll talk about that word. So let's talk about Trump as an investment opportunity. I would be terrified if you're the kind of guy who's dropping more money than you can afford to lose. I would be terrified to buy into the Trump token at any moment because of that Melania drop, because that sort of tells us that the moment that any Trump coin hits any kind of hype, they're going to cash in on it as fast as possible because all of these insiders are not crypto people. They're inexperienced crypto people. The Melania drop happened because the Trump team behind the Trump coin are inexperienced and they're playing with a loaded gun. They never had the gun training. So I bought the Trump token. I'm usually very good at trading it. I made money. but I was not able to sell the top because I did not expect a Melania drop to doing it. And that's probably why all of those crypto Twitter people there that know how to trade, that have money, are pissed off.
They're so mad.
People are like, what the fuck? That's not part of the plan. That's not part of the plan, man. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. Yes, it's a grift. We all knew the president launching a coin is the stupidest thing in the world. That shouldn't have happened. Whatever. But anyway, so my point is, buyers beware. Yes, it's probably going to have more hype. Yes, right now it's doing a bullish flag. Maybe it broke out while we've been talking. We don't know. It's probably going to go up again. But you have no idea what the next move they're going to do. They're going to do Baron token today. They could easily, and that'll crash everything again. So buyers beware. There's no rules. You have no idea when it's going to happen. So that's that.
Okay, before you talk about Solana really quick, let me just say, for everybody who's watching with us, we've got a true all-time high in viewership, so I must do this.
Ding.
We got ourselves an all-time.
Okay, thank you very much. And thank you to Keith for the all-time high song. Daniel, why is this bullish for Solana?
Dude, having that much volume all at the same time without Solana going down, and it did not go down. People were crying that it went down, but that's because they don't know how to use gas. The problem that happened for about 30 minutes, both Melania and Trump token came out, so that meant that every single bot in the world was selling Trump, buying Melania, and then doing arbitrage between all of the exchanges that bought it. So they all started buying at the same time and paying premium gas over and over again, and eventually got to like $20. And because Solana is not meant for that, none of the tools that we use as normal people were able to like work with that. So like everything just broke. But the blockchain was working fine. We were just paying wrong amount of gas. So if you would have gone and paid $50 in gas, your transaction would have gone through instantly, like it always does with Solana.
I did see Eric Voorhees tweet, looks like Solana needs an L2, huh?
Daniel, is it fair to say that some apps on Solana and some exchanges struggled, and we saw outages with like Phantom had a problem, but the problem was with Phantom, it wasn't with Solana. Is that right or wrong?
That's correct. It was, you're always going to have software issues before Solana is going to, we aren't always going to do that. But this time we had software issues. So Web 2 broke before Web 3, and that's exciting, right? So these two coins, grifts aside, are really exciting for a true decentralized financial system. A system where the United States money is going through blockchain is really exciting because not only does it make creating software around money easier. So these companies that make trillions of dollars, just all they do is grab your money and move to the other side. They go away, and the economy flows in a better way. And that's exciting, right? That's what we're here for.
Well, and it's exciting for the networks too. Somebody asked below, is Solana a meme? How does this affect Solana? What's the utility there? You can think about Solana and other coins, we call them, which are the tokens that pay for gas on a network. They're like the dollars that pay taxes in a city. Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, these are all blockchain networks. And yes, there are tokens called Solana and Ethereum and Bitcoin, but I think it's helpful to think of them like a city. And if a business like Trump Coin launches in a city like Solana and just goes nuts, then that benefits the city. That's why the price of Sol, I don't have exact figures for the number, but I know we hit it's a new all-time high in terms of market cap and price for Solana, or maybe not price. Is it price? Yeah. So Solana had an all-time high, and the people who bought Trump token, when they take profits, in order to buy in or in order to take profits directly or indirectly, they affected purchases of Solana, stable coins on Solana. They will take their profits in Solana tokens. That's pretty exciting. And even if they get disillusioned with Trump coin, I really hope that they're going to stay a while, learn about the benefits of crypto, and then spend more time in those ecosystems contributing to Solana the way one who moves to a city might contribute to the welfare of the city. And really quick, before I get comments on that, let me just say to all the people who are watching us learning today, thank you for being here. We're here 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, to answer your questions, share helpful news and commentary. So whether you work in the industry or you're just curious and trying to learn about crypto, this is the place for you. And we have a totally free community where the show lives 24/7 at discord.gg/riseup. We've got free guides, free friends, free stuff. We do events. We've got classes. We got coaching there that you can get. All that's missing is you. We would love to help you learn about crypto. There's never been a better time to start. Alex, bullish on this for Solana though, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think one of the things that I wrote yesterday, just because you can never have one without the other. It was like, I feel like I'm sitting on a little island all by myself where I am still excited about both Solana and Ethereum. Like, I feel like whenever one of them has a moment, everyone's like, oh, the other one is dead. And it's like, no, believe it or not, Solana can actually get tremendous volume and run this thing, and ETH's price can go down at the same time that ETH can have more total value locked than everything else. And the fact that all of these people who are making money on Solana, because money bridged from ETH to Solana to do this, you were wondering like why the price of Sol went up so much. People were acquiring Sol to get into this, to gamble on this. And it goes the other way too, because the Trump team themselves were buying tens of millions of dollars worth of ETH with the money that they made from this. And that's all public information from the World Liberty financial wallets. You can track those. Those are open. So,
Alex, did you see Mert, his posts? My meme token, it was the best, believe me. And then when Melania launched hers, his thoughts on it.
Yes,
I
saw.
I just, it's an aside. We don't have to go there, but I just knew you would appreciate that. This guy, he's a famous developer in the Solana network. Since we were talking about it, Alex loves him.
He was going off.
Did
I
you
mean,
see that,
a lot of people were going off.
Yeah, it was peak humor on the timeline.
So I mean, because one of the other things, I did grab this tweet to go over as well. Let me pull it up here, because one of the interesting things that actually struggled was Coinbase.
Yes, Coinbase did struggle.
People are getting pissed, and one of the things that I saw from Mert was a great breakdown and a screenshot of Coinbase labeling Solana as like 2.5 hours, and then Coinbase blaming their own infrastructure on the Solana problem, and Mert saying like, hey, I'm available to fix this for you if you want, and then that being ignored.
Oh my gosh.
And just a whole lot of, it was just really weird. Let me find this one.
Go ahead, take your time. I've got my screen sharing shoulder at the ready.
It was from Mert, and let's see, here we go.
Hey, Elijah, if your Solana is taking a long time to send to another wallet, take Daniel's suggestion and increase the gas. And if you don't know how to do that, or if you're one of those people who's asking that question, is now a good time to buy Solana or a Trump coin, or you just need a little help, and especially if you don't own crypto tokens, you haven't used them before, that's exactly what this Discord server is for. Discord.gg/riseup. I'm pointing to it on the screen right now. We would love to see you there. It's totally free to join. And I have a tutorial in my profile at the very top, step-by-step how to join a Discord server. That's the best place to ask ongoing questions. And I guarantee you, in like 10 minutes, you post a question there, somebody will answer you. And it might not even be one of us. It's probably just a learner from somewhere in the world who's ready to help you out.
But if anyone DMs you, just block them, because
block the DMers. These are our only profiles. That's on
Every
TikTok and on Discord. You will get people who are impersonating us, trying to leverage the trust we've built to take your money. It's not us.
Every DM is a scam.
Every DM.
If you treat every DM you receive as a scam, you'll be fine.
What'd you say, Daniel?
So hot tip to everybody down there who's trying to make money in the bull market, because it's only going to get crazier in the next year. Have multiple exchanges to trade to. Have Coinbase, Kraken, all of them. Have all of them, every single one. Make an account in every single one, and check to see if they're working before you move your money in there. Because those 2 seconds, man, that transfer, those 30 seconds to transfer can kill you in crypto. Those 30 minutes, that's the hour, that's it can go to zero.
Kill it.
So just have multiple accounts, and that'll save your life more often than not.
And Alex, before you do this tweet, let me rug you to add on to that to say, I think if you're new to crypto, a good first step is to, before you buy a token, you should know how to buy, sell, send, receive, transfer, and securely store your cryptocurrency. You should know how to turn it back into cash. And like Daniel said, you should have not just a plan, but a plan B, C, D. And that may seem like an overwhelming list if all you want to do is just buy a Trump token, but you absolutely don't want to be in the position, and you absolutely will be, of finding out you don't know how to sell this thing, and then it goes down in value and it's too late. We've seen it happen to too many people too many times, and we can help you figure that out. So learn those things first.
Yeah, we can get, there was a question a little bit earlier about just like buying crypto in general if you're new.
Totally.
And they gave a few examples, and I wrote it down. So I'll talk about that in a second. But this honestly, this kind of plays into that for me. So lately, I've just been seeing a very unfortunate spike in people sharing their bad experiences using Coinbase and being like locked out of accounts for a no apparent reason, or being confused as to why things were locked or funds were locked or they couldn't transfer or they were getting shut out or blocked or whatever. And almost always, you know, someone from Coinbase would reply and be like, oh, that's weird, send us a thing. And it's like, yeah, me tagging Brian on Twitter seems to be the only way that I can get a hold of someone.
That's wild.
Which is sad. So, and this is not the first time that Mert has brought this kind of stuff up, just about using Coinbase like as a Solana user, if that's what you're looking to do, you know, like get some and ramp it out to use it somewhere else. And Chris, take a breath, buddy. So he says, this is embarrassing. No other exchange has this issue. I know how Coinbase systems work. For context, Mert started in the industry by working at Coinbase, specifically building this infrastructure. And that is where he got into Solana, and then worked and left Coinbase to start doing his own thing. And that's when he founded Helios. But he worked at Coinbase first, specifically on exactly what he's talking about.
And if you're looking to learn about crypto, honestly, he's a little technical, but is a good source of information that is helpful.
He is technical, but it's strategic, and he is a good blend of funny shit posting and also helpful technical posting.
This is his Twitter handle.
Yeah.
But he is a Solana maxi. He's not going to give you good financial advice. If he tells you to dump all your Ethereum, it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, don't take financial advice from any social media personality. Mert is definitely an influencer, and he is extremely into Solana. So you gotta understand that everything is heavily flavored that direction. But I have found some of the technical write-ups and stuff like that good. And Daniel, I'd be very curious to get your opinion here. Obviously, like this part right here, just about other options. And he is like very specifically going after Coinbase at this point, and you can tell he's getting pissed because this is not the first time, but it's just because of posts like this, like moments where they give you like a, hey, check out these networks, and then basically just write like, use Base, it's incredible, Solana sucks. And it's just like really, and he's even gone on record to say things like, I get it, you know, market your thing, but you can't lie about other people's things to market your thing. You can talk about why yours is better and like what theirs, but you can't like make shit up about the competition. So I just found it interesting, and I've just been noticing this pick up more and more and more and more. So on that note, if we were to lightly sidestep into just the idea of on-ramping and buying crypto in general, if you're looking at buying anything, first of all, it is required by my own conscience that I give you this short disclaimer, and I promise to make it short. Buying any cryptocurrency is venture-style investing into pre-product, pre-revenue startup companies more often than it's not. If you're not familiar with how venture investing is different from regular investing, like buying shares in the S&P 500 in an index fund, you need to look into venture investing versus traditional investing first. Like if you take only one thing to learn, you need to at least do me the favor and at least look up what venture investing is, because that's what this is. You are taking a risk. Where there is risk, there is opportunity. That is true, but the presence of large opportunity means that there's also large risk, and you just need to be aware of that before you decide to tangle. I don't think there is actually anything wrong with taking your first stab in a place that may not be like, you know, super crypto. I don't think there's anything wrong with, if you've never done it before and you are like a regular PayPal user, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing a little. I literally use it all the time. TikTok sends me my creator rewards money to PayPal, and I immediately buy ETH with it every time. just because. You know, and I don't think that PayPal is necessarily the world's greatest. Like, I wouldn't be sending money to PayPal to be buying my Ethereum there, you know, but I don't necessarily think, I think if you have a place that you use that you trust, like Fidelity or Webull or Robinhood or any of those things, if you're comfortable with that, I don't think there's anything wrong with starting there, as long as you also use that as the impetus to like go learn about opening your own wallet and custodying your own cryptocurrency and kind of learning about that process. But Evan, I don't know if you, or Daniel, I don't know if you guys would
Go ahead, Daniel.
disagree.
No, I agree. I mean, you have to have several fire exits, and when you're trading crypto, you're constantly in a fire, right? Like at any moment, Solana might collapse into nothingness because it is a venture, even though it is, you know, very, very popular right now and powerful and whatever, and it's the most exciting thing. By the way, I just want to say there is no other blockchain that could have done what they did.
Other than Solana?
Can you
Others
expand on
are-
that a little bit? Because I'm not like technically literate enough to have the conversation with everyone who tells me that it should have been Algo or HBAR or whatever.
Yeah, no,
that did it.
none of them done it. So yeah, no, you never know what's going to happen, right? And none of the other blockchains have actually scaled. Like they all pretend like they have 100,000, 1 million transactions per second, but the only way that they were able to get those numbers is because they put two validators next to each other in the server rack, and then they did transactions on it really quickly, right? So yeah, if you in those perfect conditions where you don't have, you know, internet lines going down in the middle of the servers and traffic and physics in the way, you can get a billion gajillion transactions per second.
Yep.
Solana has managed to do $11 billion in volume in real life with transactions from all over the world using all of their validators concurrently while the bots trade the coins, all the liquidity pools the bots are trading between them. All of the exchanges have their own bots doing arbitrage. Those were billions of transactions, 5,000 transactions per second. No other blockchain could have done that because tokens are generally one program. So that means that Solana can do one program purely to time save. So things like, okay, so like the ICP community, you can go on the dashboard and test that they do 23,000 transactions per second. Yes, sure, whatever. But the problem is that one contract on ICP can only do like 8 transactions per second. So one token can only do like 8 transactions per second. So that can't scale. And then you have things like multiple X, whatever. Is that what it's called now? Yeah.
Yeah. The blockchain formerly known as Elrond.
Elrond. You have things like Elrond who, again, say that they can do it. And they did it theoretically, but they have never proven it to us. Therefore, we can't believe them. And it's the same thing with Sui. It's the same thing with all of those things. We just can't believe them because the moment that you actually do something at scale, everything's going to break on all of them. But Solana did it.
Yeah, so
Solana did it.
for anyone listening to this that's confused kind of about what this might mean, one of the easiest ways that I've broken it down for myself is just to imagine, you know, when a blockchain or a new network or a network in general posts what their transactions per second are at scale, they are doing it the same way that auto manufacturers write miles per gallon on cars, right? So you are testing under ideal situations and circumstances. If you were to look up stress tests for vehicles miles per gallon in different situations, like uphill, towing, things like that, you would find a range of numbers and they would change. You know, but sure, if you put the car in neutral and roll it down a hill with a strong wind at its back, it's going to get phenomenal miles per gallon. And so, Daniel, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like some of the times when I've seen transactions per second laid out on a network demonstrating they are imagining like the lowest load transaction, first of all, and then like perfect conditions at the same time, like one right after the other, not every single one being submitted at the exact same time, or having heavier data profiles. Like, for example, there is a difference transaction-wise between minting an NFT or sending 10 cents to somebody.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what they do. They put two servers next to each other. They actually physically put two servers next to each other, plug them in together, and then on them, and they say they can do 500,000.
That's so.
It's like, yeah, dude.
Of course you can. My microwave can too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
One more point on this is think about these blockchain networks like cities. And sure, you might open a really killer restaurant that represents, your new meme coin or your new blockchain app or whatever in a city. But if the city doesn't have paved roads, people who live there, public transportation, and the citizens don't have jobs, there's not a hospital to keep people healthy, they don't have restaurants and culture and things like that, then it doesn't matter if your killer business lives in that city, it's going to crumble. And Solana, Ethereum as a city, it's like New York. It's got everything you could want to do. It's got guides, it's got people. You can hire somebody to build there, and whatever they might want to build has already probably been built before. And it'll grow and change in the future. But the next network in terms of infrastructure development that we've got is Solana, and it's different and it's sufficiently advanced, I would say. Daniel, I would push back. I'm kind of curious. We don't have to get into this today, but I just want to put a feather in it. I wonder if you think this could have happened on Base, yes or no? And just quickly, why?
No. They can't do that many transactions. I think their max is like 300 transactions per second.
Yeah.
We would have had $1,000 gas prices immediately.
Yeah. Okay. One day maybe. Yeah, but we won't hold our breaths. The last thing I wanted to add to, like, what should you think about doing first is to say stablecoins, because I think it's never a problem to emphasize again. Stablecoins are cryptocurrency tokens that are as stable as government currencies like the US dollar or the euro. And so instead of buying Bitcoin or Trump token or Solana, you can go right now and spend just $10 on USDC or USDT on a platform like Coinbase, or do what Daniel said and get a profile on crypto.com, Coinbase, Kraken, Uphold, try them all and just spend $10 on each. And everything you can do with that stablecoin, you can do with all the other cryptocurrencies. And in fact, you're going to need to learn how to do it with all the other cryptocurrencies. So start with a stablecoin where there's no volatility, where the fees are cheap, and focus on sending that cryptocurrency from your exchange platforms to your own self-custody wallet. And if you're curious or concerned or confused about what that is, like I said, jump in the Discord, discord.gg/riseup. We've got a great class there that's like the Web3 101 class. You can get a recording of it for $15, or you can just learn everything that we would teach you in the class through a few conversations with folks in the community, how to buy, sell, store your crypto securely for just a couple of bucks with stablecoins. And then you'll be like a level 1 user and you'll feel so confident. Daniel, do you still have time? Are you hanging out with us, or you got to go, brother? I want to be sensitive.
I have 3 minutes.
Okay, in that case, Daniel, I want to get your last thought, and then I'd like to touch a little, Alex, if it's okay with you. We've got a lot of requests for price predictions, and I'd like to touch on that and help those folks out. So, Daniel, final thoughts, questions, suggestions, good jokes, words of wisdom. What you got for us?
Yeah, guys, be careful hodling tokens that are not in the top 100, and try to have fun. Best advice I can give all you all that are trying to make money, that are trying to be profitable traders, keep your money in USDC. Keep it in USDC until Trump says that he's going to launch a meme coin or something crazy like that happens. And then you get your 5X, your USDC 5Xs, you get it back, and then you keep it in USDC until the next stupid thing happens. That's the easiest way to multiply your money. And yeah, nothing happens for months sometimes, but it's safer. Yeah. Or by Bitcoin. I don't know.
And you can
Or by Bitcoin, I don't know.
You can park it on Aave and earn 8% the whole time.
Well, thank you very much for joining the show today, Daniel. We will catch you next time, my friend. Thank you. So, Alex, is that okay? Can we talk about price predictions, or you want to go somewhere else?
No, that's fine. I wrote down there was several people asking about Cardano thoughts, and I feel like we can kind of sweep up a lot of things in the Cardano answer.
Well, I just want to address it with a blanket first, if I can, which is to say that if you're asking about price predictions, everyone's worried about the future. No one has a crystal ball. I have a magic 8 ball that we consult every now and then when you ask about things like Cardano or XLM, and it tells us not the right time or buy the dip. But if you're asking that question, you know what that really tells me about that person, Alex? That tells me, and I don't say this to shame you, that tells me that you're still you're still maybe learning, that you don't know the right question to ask. Because, Alex, is that the right question to ask, would you say? No, there's no such thing as a dumb question, but that is probably the least helpful question you can ask, because absolutely no one knows whether the price is going to go up or down. The important thing is to be prepared for whether the price goes up or down, and to only, like Daniel just said, only purchase something when you have conviction that it is the right choice to make. And then you need to have the tools, the preparedness to be able to pivot out of that position if you were wrong.
And
You're making strategic decisions, not trying to time it.
having conviction does not mean that an influencer told you should have conviction. If you were to say like, hey, I'm gonna buy this thing right now, I have conviction, and I were to ask you why, you need to be able to tell me at least a few reasons why you like, because of this event and that event and this thing that's happening and this technology or this whatever. Not, well, 15 people on Twitter said it's a good move. Like, that can be a piece of the puzzle. You can include that in your overall thesis. That can be the jumping off point to go and figure out, okay, like, why are these people saying all of those things? But that by itself should not be the reason. Because like I said, in that last video, what I thought might be my final video, not a single person who makes content about cryptocurrency understands all of it. There's way too much. And there's tremendous power in admitting what you don't know, which is, I spend a lot of time saying I don't know, because the worst
My
case
favorite
scenario
thing to
is-
say.
Yeah, the worst case scenario is I'm like, I just make something up and then you buy it and then it craters, and that's my fault for leading you astray. So, as an example, I think that Cardano is a fine one to discuss just because it has been around for a long time. There are a ton of things over there. It's had a very long and rich history as a network. For anyone unfamiliar, it was built and founded by one of the men who built and founded Ethereum, Charles Hoskinson. He left Ethereum and founded Cardano.
Boy, he'll never let you forget it.
He will never let you forget it. That is true. So the thing with Cardano is that every major network like that one, and this goes for what I'm about to say, covers Stellar, Avalanche, Polkadot, Solana, Ethereum, Polygon, Blast, every single Arbitrum, Optimism. It covers, this applies to all of them. It takes more than just technology. A strong foundation, technologically speaking, and by that I just mean like a blockchain that functions and you can do stuff on, that is required most of the time.
Yeah.
There's an exception to everything. Don't worry about that. We'll get to that later. That's required. But from there, how you talk about it also matters. And so the reason that Cardano is lagging so hard and really only pumping by proxy when everything in the market pumps right now is because there is no compelling new reason for anyone to care that isn't there already. And it's weird, like, this is an interesting piece about the crypto space, is speculation drives price action in crypto all the time. That's what pushes price up and down is speculation. Rarely is it a strong, concrete single event. An example of that rare instance where it is a single event would be the Trump meme, pushing lots of people who wanted to get involved. How do you get involved? You have to buy Solana to get involved. There is no other way. Well, okay, sorry. He let you do a credit card purchase, but barely anyone did that. Everyone had Sol and they were doing it with Sol.
I would like to see the metrics on that personally.
I would really like to see the breakdown. I don't know if that's possible to see, but agreed. So that's a utility purpose that drove people to acquire it. I want to do this action. I need this crypto to do this action. You good?
No, man, I'm not, but I put on a good face. Thank you for asking. I'll be fine.
It's okay. Cardano has released several technological updates. They have not really missed any milestones. They are upgrading the network. They're improving scalability. They're doing X, Y, Z, whatever. But at the same time, they're not contributing at all to the culture of the space. This applies to XRP as well. They're not contributing anything. Cardano, back to Cardano now. Cardano is not contributing anything to the culture. So Polkadot is also contributing nothing to the culture. Despite actively working, doing things GitHub is being committed to, like, all these things can be true. Remember, I said two things can be true at the same time. These things can be technologically sound and being built well and improving and releasing network upgrades on a regular basis, and they cannot be contributing to the culture of the space. They're not marketing effectively. They're not telling the story effectively. There's no reason for people new who are coming into crypto for the first time and excited and they want to do something. Think about the options that they're being presented with. You can buy some Solana and you can go participate in this crazy casino, or you can do this or that. Cool, great, I have options. Whether you like them or not, you've got options. Ethereum, there's stuff, there's things you can go do. Stake, yield, blah, 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 whatever. Avalanche, make an Avalanche wallet, get some AVAX, play this game. There's things to do. Culture is being contributed to. Until those projects turn the corner and contribute to the culture, they will continue to lag. They will continue to drag, and they will continue to be heavy bags that you guys.
Damn, son, you're rhyming today.
It's true.
Continue to lag. They will continue to drag. They're gonna be heavy bags.
well.
I was like, man, dude, stop the fire. It's like 8 a.m., bro.
Can't do
I
it.
can't stop. Won't stop. Ha! I need
Algorand,
that. I need,
Algorand is in the exact same position. It might be a fantastic network, but they're not actively contributing to the culture. There are people who love it, and there are people who swear by it and maintain that it is the best, most advanced network ever. And guess what? Of all of those people that I know that say that, Cosmic, I'm looking at you. Ask me how many of them are actively running a business that uses Algorand's network as the infrastructure for their business or their project. Absolutely none. Not a single one.
I'm sure there's at least one.
Not that I
somewhere.
know. I just
over
said
the
that I
rainbow.
know, Evan. That I know. If you've ever shilled me Algorand and you're building a project there, tell me and I'll eat my words.
Tell me
And then,
why.
and then send me to your project because I want to check it out.
Tell me why.
Had to get it.
Yeah.
And that's important because again, blockchain networks are like cities. If your city is, doing things and people are hearing about it, the news coming out of a city attracts people to come in there. But if people aren't doing things in your city, then the people who leave the city can't tell folks about it. And there's no incentive for people who hear about it to come back, to move there, to
and
live there.
I mean, I know, Keith, they gave me TikTok back and I came back with extra salt.
Came back hot.
One of the things that I put in that video was just, if you're gonna sit here and look me in my eyeballs and tell me that the tech is the reason for opinion XYZ, you need to be able to teach me what that means. If you tell me that Solana is technically inferior, you need to explain to me why. Because one, I am not an engineer, I'm not a developer. I learn from engineers and developers every day. And if you're saying that to me, I'm going to assume that you understand the tech and that you have something to teach me, and I'm stoked. So help me. I'm not ripping Cosmic. I love Cosmic. I'm just pointing him out because he shills things in my comments all the time and he makes fun of me all the time. So I'm going to keep making fun of him.
I'm so glad he's back. He's one of the people I really would have missed if TikTok went away. There's a lot of them,
For sure.
but he's right up there.
So anyway, that's really it. There's a ton of networks out there. There's a ton of ecosystems, and a lot of them are upgrading and doing things and adding new stuff. And there's tech that's being experimented with, and we don't know what's going to win out in the end. And that's the nature of speculation in venture investing. That's what we're all doing here. We're trying to pick and choose which of these horses is going to run faster and bet on them.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to look at me and tell me that the XRP ledger is stronger technologically than Solana, just to pick two out of a hat, then tell me why.
Tell me why. And it goes back.
It does.
Go ahead.
No, sorry.
It goes back to what you said. No, you go, sweetheart.
Okay, god damn it. Well, that sounded like a handoff.
I'm handing you off.
Oh my god. First of all, yikes. I got a DM last night, Evan, that made me laugh.
Yeah.
And this is one I'm actually going to answer because I genuinely got a good chuckle. It was this guy who very clearly was really nice. It was a very polite message. And he was like, "Hey, buddy, you don't talk about XRP enough, but I still like you." And I was like,
yeah. I like that. I'm bullish on that.
I was like, okay, first of all, I'm immediately your friend.
I wonder if it was the same guy who messaged me who said, "We have different opinions on XRP, but you're all right." And I was like, "Thanks, man. You too, brother."
But no, I mean, dude, Evan, I feel like I talk about XRP all the time.
All
like,
the time, man.
exhaustively. So
And I think we give it a really fair treatment that a lot of people don't. You know, they're too busy just talking about how they love it or they hate it. And, you know, we talk about what it does or doesn't do.
I absolutely do not hate XRP.
No.
If anyone wants to audit me, here's the easiest way that you can audit me. Don't come for me. This is how you can tell I'm not lying to you about whether or not I don't like or I do like or whatever my opinion on XRP is. Go ask Zach Rector what he thinks of me. And if you don't know who that is,
and you know about XRP, what are you doing? Yeah.
Zach Rector may or may not be the unofficial mascot of XRP. And if you ask Zach Rector about me and what he thinks of me, he will tell you that he likes me and that we have a friendly relationship. And so that should tell you all you need to know. That should tell you all you need to know about whether or not I hate XRP. I don't hate it. I feel like I have a realistic expectation and analysis of it, which sets me apart because most people either hate it with every fiber in their being or they think it is literally like the second coming of Christ. And I hate to break it to you, but it is neither of those things.
Now, I was going to disrupt you to say, if you want more of Alex's best thoughts, I will say that last video you made before TikTok timeout was a banger. It's got a lot of great helpful tips. And one of the videos I made with the desperate urgency of someone who thought he would lose his platform that I would tell you to go watch is about profit taking strategy, how to dollar cost average out of your positions. And it will instruct you in the practical proof in the pudding, the kind of things you look for if you're trying to build conviction in an investment before you ever decide to buy a crypto token. So those are two of the greatest hits that, especially if you're new to us, you should definitely go look for. And they're easy to find just a short way away on our profile. And I will remind you that this is the Rise Up Morning Show live 4 times a week, Monday through Thursday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. But we've also got Rise Up After Dark Wednesdays at 7 when we model for you what it is like to do your own crypto research. We take altcoin suggestions from our Discord members. And this week, we're hosting an interview with Blake Kim of Myosin. He is in the industry, inside, working to bring better marketing to companies like Ripple. So you can ask him all your best questions, and we're going to have a lot of fun with him. He's a really cool guy. I hope he wears one of his scarves. And to get there, the best place to connect with us is our Discord server. It's totally free, easy place to learn about cryptocurrency and find all the educational resources we've made, past episodes of the show, and a community of learners just like you. The link is discord.gg/riseup. Alex, it's almost time to ride our dogs and ponies out of here. So let's think about a final topic and then we'll do final thoughts. And I want to say one last time, be sure that if you're connecting with us to follow these profiles that you're watching the show on. There are only profiles. We will never, ever message you first to offer you investment advice, to try and sell you anything. Anybody who does, whether you're joining us on Facebook, on TikTok, or on Discord, is actively impersonating us to try and scam you.
And that's just bullshit.
Don't listen to them. The inauguration is coming up today at 11 a.m. Central. Some of our friends at Faceless Labs want to have an inauguration drinking game, and I said
that I don't want to die of alcohol poisoning.
I will absolutely die on that.
That's exactly right. I said I
would.
can't think of any rule we could possibly play where we wouldn't just become totally smashed by noon o'clock. So let us know what you're doing if you're watching the inauguration, if you're trading the inauguration, if you have any final questions. Alex, what's on your mind as we prepare to wrap the show, brother?
So it was a good show. It was a lot of stuff. A lot
Great
of stuff
show.
there. If you're just popping in and you're curious about our thoughts on the Trump meme coin or XRP or any of these things, it's all covered in this, and the recording lives forever on YouTube.
Yeah,
So
our YouTube profile is
I
currently
invite you to
Faceless
check it out.
Labs.
Yeah, we're working on that. If you
Working
look up
on
if you look up the Rise Up Morning Show, you'll find it as well. Yeah, so I don't know. I saw a few good questions. I'll rapid fire a few things as my final thought. Someone was asking about the potential for this ERS, this external revenue service, which is the kind of vague proposal from Trump for tariff management. And just kind of like what it might mean for taxes on cryptocurrency. There have been some interesting, again, vague platitudes that we need to see action from. So, for example, the most recent one, which this will tell you all you need to know about how strong the advice that this campaign has about crypto is. Trump expressed a desire to tariff all Bitcoin that is mined outside of the United States and waive taxes on Bitcoin that's mined in the United States. And now that sounds good to someone who doesn't understand how Bitcoin mining works. Things like that are not probably going to happen. If it did, it would involve setting up some sort of like intermediary middle agency that like all Bitcoin bought in the United States would be legally required to go through. And then that company would like have to do some weird shit for tracking like specific, coin addresses and all these things. So Daniel, you left, man. If you want to correct me, you got to come back up here. And then
Daniel, bro, what are you doing, man?
Please,
arguing
please
from
do.
the peanut gallery.
Please do come on stage and explain it to me,
my
because
God.
I have been sitting here racking my brain trying to figure out how this is theoretically possible.
I think it might be too late for that. We might have to do it tomorrow. Keep going.
Daniel, put a
Give me your
pin in
next
that,
thought.
and then please
Give me your next
correct me, and explain that one to me. So basically all I'm saying is if you're please don't move this year in crypto with the expectation that your taxes are all going to get waived. Nothing is probably going to change tax wise this year. We're looking more at like tax year 2026 for changes to be implemented. So I'm very curious to see, what's going to go, but we'll have to see what transitions from campaign promise to like actual thing. So just be careful. And all I'm saying is like, don't overtrade yourself planning on having all of your taxes waived.
Daniel, the floor is
Daniel.
yours.
Comfort him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
The UI got super weird. Anyways, sorry. No. Sats are not fungible. You can know where they came from if you mint a what do you call them? They're
If you inscribe them,
yeah, you inscribe an ordinal on them and say made
that
in the
is
USA.
such a minutia niche
Oh my
point.
God, Daniel.
You know
I
we know
was-
that.
I was bracing.
I know you know that, but you didn't think that you could use it this way, did you?
You're right. I did not think about the little blockchain gremlins having to personally sign every Satoshi as a viable solution to this conundrum. I apologize.
That's how you do it. That's the
God.
only way you.
Daniel, I was bracing for the biggest like awakening of my life.
I thought we were really going to get something there too. 12 people in our audience agreed with you because they understood it, and everyone else just said, "The hell." So
But
thank you.
So basically, when they minted Bitcoin, each Bitcoin has what, like 1 million sats? I don't even know.
100 million.
Whatever. Yeah.
lot.
So all of those sats are going to be stamped "Made in the USA" with some kind of cryptographic signature that can only be created by them, and then those will be American Bitcoins.
And each
Yeah.
inscription will cost us 3 pennies. So we're
Yes, no, they'll figure it out. They'll figure out a way to do it.
they'll make the American
That's
taxpayer
all it is.
float it. Yeah,
They'll figure
great.
it out.
Okay, thank you very much, Daniel. As your true final thought, that was killer.
Yep.
You son of a bitch.
Okay, so if you don't know what a Satoshi is, you don't know what a Bitcoin is, don't
back
worry.
tomorrow.
Listen, yeah, you're absolutely in the right place. What were some of the last rapid fire questions you wanted to hit? I'd love to do some rapid fire questions on the way out the door. And I know more than 12 people in our audience know what a Satoshi is. I just
I
want
know.
folks to know that if they don't
Yep.
know, they're still welcome here.
If
You
you
guys
have
are
a
slick.
question, that didn't get answered, hop into the Discord and ask it there, and we will get through it. The last thing I was going to say is just for anyone who is curious about maybe wanting to pull the slot machine lever on the whole Trump family pyramid, then the one thing I saw pop up a lot was how are there so many tickers that are all Trump or
Good
whatever?
question.
So there are two things, and I'll pull this up.
And while he pulls that up, let me say I I made this long video yesterday that I deleted on myself. It was terrible, frustrating. I'm
Really
going to make a
terrible.
TikTok video, a short form video today about how you can buy Trump token, the things to be concerned about. And it's going to be very clear step by step if you want to. And it will hopefully help you build the conviction to determine whether or not this is, it's going to give you all the disclaimers and stuff. It'll be out before the inauguration. Okay. So come back. Go ahead, Alex. I'm going to share you.
Yeah.
Hang
so
on a second.
if you were to let's just look at the Melania one here because it's trending in number one. Okay.
Oh, wait. I got to flip this. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Do that. Oh, wow.
Okay. So if you're following along, there are two identifiers for each token. Okay. The first identifier, the thing everyone talks about all the time, is this. It's the ticker. This is like its label, its name tag.
It's often written with a dollar sign in front of it.
Yeah, like USDC is the ticker. But like I could go on and mint a fresh meme coin and I could make the ticker USDC if I wanted. There is a unique number that is much more annoying. It's this right here. Evan, pan over a little bit. There you go.
I gotcha.
This is called the contract address. This is like the unique serial number that absolutely cannot be replicated. So this is the one that you would want to look for to prove that you're looking at the right or the wrong thing. So ticker, anyone can make any cryptocurrency with any ticker they want. You can reuse them a million times. There's no
And it's a
limit to how
common
many
scheme.
times. Yeah. I just looked up and saw Eric down 60%. That's hilarious.
I don't think it's the real Eric token. I don't think
No,
there's a real Eric token.
I have no doubt that
Currently, all the trending tokens on Dex Screener are like official Eric Trump, official Michael Saylor, official Elon Musk. It's you know.
And so that's
it's
one
the
of the
meta
other,
right
like
now.
that's one of the that's one of the things you need to be aware of. But this number cannot be replicated. This number cannot be like this is like, usernames. How is it that someone can DM you from TikTok with my profile picture and their display name be Alex Popovich? Their username cannot be alex.facelesslabs. It has to have at least one character different. So that's how you can tell. That's what that is.
Very well said.
Anyway.
Oh, rugged.
I had to get
Double
you.
Alex.
Now
you
I'm
had
on
to get
both
me.
screens.
Now he's on both screens. What do you think about that? Oh my gosh. Let me bring the light back so I don't look like a.
And for Jane asking, that was hard to see. Absolutely. I will film a specific video. I'll make a super short one. It'll be 30 seconds long and I will post it today. Absolutely.
That's super helpful. And I will tell you too, centralized exchanges will have major tokens like the Trump coin might be one of the fastest listed tokens in history.
Oh yeah.
Binance has it, Coinbase has it, crypto.com has it, Kraken has it, and they're not going to have the imitaties, the fakes, those kind of things. But it may be harder to buy and sell.
They better not. But Arcade is a GameFi project that launched last year. And the problem was that they launched with a KuCoin listing and fucking KuCoin listed the wrong token. And it absolutely dumped them into the bowels of the earth.
And I'm not laughing at them. It's an if I didn't laugh, I'd cry
act-
scenario because that's
actually,
just the worst.
I am friends with the Arcade CEO, and he's going to come back on the show because their project is struggling, and I would like him to explain kind of what they're doing and their plan and talk through it. But like they got done so dirty by exactly that, an exchange not checking the thing I just pointed out and listing the wrong one.
How many times, guys?
Oh my
How
God.
many times? Okay, Alex, it's that time. We've got to take our
That
dogs
time.
and ponies and ride off into the sunrise.
Let's get out of
But
here.
first, we're going to do final thoughts, questions, suggestions, good jokes, words of wisdom. If you got a final thought that you don't have time to write in a comment, that you can't fit in a comment, or that you just don't want to say where everybody can see it, then jump into the Rise Up Discord server at discord.gg/riseup. We have got a global community of learners at all levels of experience. You can find the PDF guides we've created there. We've even got premium memberships for people who want to take their learning to the next level. We do things like group coaching calls. We have classes. We got so much cool stuff there. All that's missing is you, and you don't have to spend a dime to get in the Discord. Check my profile on TikTok for a video tutorial, step-by-step. If you're new to Discord or it's a little intimidating to you, we get it. We tried to make it a very user-friendly place. And then follow us on all your other favorite platforms. The Rise Up Morning Show is on Facebook, especially, and we're trying to grow there, but we're also on YouTube. You can find all the links at the riseupmorningshow.com. Alex, what's your final thought?
Dude, I just gave way too many final thoughts. I'm well met.
He is well met. My final thought is, everybody, buy the mug. Thank you, Tech CEO. Go check out on my profile. I would love feedback for anybody who's an illustrator or knows an illustrator. One of my goals for this year is to get the Rise Up book published. I wrote a book that is related but unaffiliated necessarily with the Rise Up morning show to the concept of rising up. It's a story for the children we once were and the adults they've grown up to be. And I just made a video before TikTok timeout where I read it for everybody. And I would love.
Never done that before.
I can't believe I hadn't either. I just, I wrote that book almost 3 years ago.
It's
Thank
so
you.
good.
Thank you. And it's a quick video. I'd love your feedback on the story. I'd love to inspire you. And if you are an illustrator or you know an illustrator, I have given much time and attention to the kind of story that we might tell visually. And I am just looking for the right partner to do it and trusting they'll reveal themselves. So take a look at that video. It's just, green background, says Rise Up. It's like 5 videos back. And then watch out for the Trump coin video today. And we can talk about it in the Discord or on the show tomorrow. So Alex, thank you for a great show, brother. Everybody, thank you for an all-time high stream. I'm going to play this song on the way out, and we will see you next time. My friends, stay safe, be well, and of course, rise up.
God, it's still going.
Okay, everybody.